Yo guys, what's going on? It's Lewis with Crypto Elite, and today I have a very special video for you where I will be sharing with you my entire crypto portfolio. You're going to be getting a deep dive into the different coins that I hold, plus you'll be getting a glimpse into my exit strategies for the different cryptocurrencies that are in my portfolio. So this video will show you exactly what coins I'm holding and my overall strategy, and I gotta say, it's probably not what you would expect. So if you like the fact that I'm sharing all of this with you, be sure to smash that like button and give me a follow for more crypto insights on trading and investing. And of course, I have to say that this is my strategy. These are the coins that I hold in my portfolio. This is not investment advice. I'm simply sharing what I'm doing, and the goal should be for you to create a strategy based off of your own circumstances. If you could take the different strategies that you hear about and then apply them so that they best fit for your certain circumstances, that's how you're going to win in this game. And with saying that, let's dive in and see what I have. All right, guys. So before we actually get into all of the specific coins that I have and what I'm doing with them, we want to go over the different types of accounts that you could have when you're dealing with cryptocurrencies. So you could have accounts on exchanges like Coinbase or Kraken or Binance or KuCoin or FTX or any different exchange. And these are usually reserved for if you want to trade the cryptocurrencies. If you want to just buy and hold cryptocurrencies, you don't want to just buy and hold them on the exchanges for the most part. Although I do trust Gemini and I also trust Coinbase, but for the most part, you don't want to have your coins on the exchanges if your plan is to simply buy and hold them. Me, I like to trade them and I like to accumulate as much as possible. So that's why I do have a big portion of my different cryptocurrencies on different exchanges just so that I can trade them and get more and basically get as much as possible. The next thing is there are cold wallets. So these are things like the Ledger Nano S or the Ledgers, the Trezors, and there are other wallets as well. And these, I do have some cryptocurrencies on my cold storage wallets because I just never want to touch them ever. And we'll go into why. There's actually a really good reason why I never want to touch some of these cryptocurrencies pretty much ever and why I have them on cold wallets. So I'll get into that in a minute. So stay tuned for that. But the next thing is that there are online wallets. So these things are MetaMask, Trust Wallet, Phantom Wallet, and a whole host of other online wallets that you could access simply from, Google Chrome or Brave browser or whatever browser you're using. And these are really cool because they implement straight into your browser and you can have everything on your computer, but you better, just like everything else, you better make sure that you have your seed phrases written down in a very, very, very safe place, because if you lose them, then you're done. Like, you will not be able to restore your accounts. Same thing with cold wallets. Then there's also staking accounts. So I have some Alluvium on a staking account on Alluvium.io. So some cryptocurrencies, they allow you to stake their cryptocurrencies on their websites. And so I'll show you what I'm talking about there when I go over Alluvium. And then the other thing to know is that there's actually a lot of different networks within the wallets. So let's say you have MetaMask, or let's say you have Trust Wallet, or let's say you have, well, not Phantom, but let's say you have MetaMask, for example. You could have the ERC20 Ethereum wallet as your main account on MetaMask, but you could also have your BEB20 or Binance Smart Chain on MetaMask. You could also have the Matic network on MetaMask, the Phantom network, the AVAX network, and many, many, many more. And this is a little complicated, and they all require at least a small amount of technical knowledge in order to get used to them. So the vast majority of people don't have all of these different things. A lot of people, obviously, they have Binance Smart Chain and they have Ethereum, but there are other networks that you could use. Of course, if you want to use something like Solana, there is a dedicated wallet such as Phantom Wallet for Solana, which is what I would recommend for that. Also, there are DeFi protocols, Compound, Aave, Yearn, Curve, and the newest kids on the block, OHM and Time, and a lot of others that give you crazy, crazy, crazy yield on your crypto. I don't really mess with these. I'm not in these because they're not really my specialty, and they do require somewhat of a lot of, or at least a medium amount of technical knowledge. And then finally, there are rewards-based cryptos. And I am in one of these. It's called Strong Block. I don't know what to make of it, to be honest. I sort of just saw it. I saw that it gives rewards, and it looked like something that a lot of people would be able to get behind. And I'll go into Strong Block when I talk about it in a little bit. There might be others, but basically these are cryptocurrencies that you buy them, or you, I guess it's a little bit different than staking, but basically you buy them and then you do something with them, and then you earn rewards based off of, I guess you could say, staking. You could put them in the same category as staking, but it's a little bit different, and I'll go into that in a second. But these are all of the different types of accounts, and just to make sure that you know about them. And now I'm going to go into a huge list of all the different cryptocurrencies that I own and show you what's up and all of my different strategies regarding them. Okay, so here is the actual sheet with all of my different cryptocurrencies, and I divide them up into a few different categories. There's the investment and the longer term swing trading portfolios, the trading portfolios, the NFTs that I own. I also have a gaming portfolio, and some of them as I was going over them, I just needed to switch a few things up, which is why I have these at the bottom, which is, they say added after going over accounts and stuff like that. So what I did was I tried to be as accurate as I could when it comes to the percentage of that particular portfolio of what the cryptocurrency takes up. So this is my first account. And these are all lower cap coins with higher risk, but also higher reward potential. Most of these are literally, they're just buy and holds until 10 to 100x returns. They're high time frame plays plus moon bags. So I will always hold at least a small portion of these. I will never sell out 100%. I've learned not to do that in crypto. I learned to always hold a moon bag no matter what. So I never sell 100% of anything anymore. I always hold at least like 10% of my original investment. Yeah. So you'll see that I have Kadena, KDA, very popular right now. I have Block, Boson Protocol, QRDO, Glitch, Luna or Terra Luna, MetaHero, Alliance Block, Proton, Uno Re, Happy, Morpheus Labs, Theta, Labs Group, API3, Parsec Token, Fractal, Hathor, and Eternity Chain. And even though KDA takes up 23% of my portfolio, this definitely was not the case. Most of the stuff, I put basically the same amount. I wouldn't say basically the same amount, but very close to the same amount into all of these. It wasn't really that much. However, KDA blew up like absolutely crazy. And you could see, if we go into the Crypto Elite VIP that I said on August 19th, 2021, KDA, possible gen, I'm buying a moon bag. And if we click here, you can see that this was when KDA was at 0.735 cents. So it was at 73 cents when I posted about it, and that's when I bought in. And now, if we go to CoinGecko, you can see that Kadena or KDA is at $18.29. And that's why it takes up such a huge part of my portfolio, is because it just exploded in value so much. Then we have Block, which is at 16.92. And the same thing happened with Block. And I guess I should put, this is actually Blocktopia, aka Block. And shout out to Zach from the Crypto Elite VIP, because on 10/6, he called out Blocktopia. He said, what do you think of this? A new gaming coin just went live on KuCoin. And we are all about the gaming cryptocurrencies with Crypto Elite. So, of course, check that out. And that was on 10/6. Literally, like 10/6, that was the day it came out. You can't even see it on CoinGecko. So that was at 1 cent, basically at a cent. And now it's at, 8 cents. So shout out to Zach, because that really ended up blowing up, doing great. So I have a big portion of that. But yeah, it's not like I just aped in like a huge amounts or anything. Although for KDA, I did sort of ape in a lot, and I added to my position as it got bigger and I learned more about it. Same thing with QRDO, Glitch I've had for a really long time, and I haven't done anything. So yeah, this is my account with all of these lower caps. And I do plan on selling them at big resistance levels. And so just as an example of how I'm playing these, if you look at Kadena and let's go to the charts, you could see that when Kadena was listed on KuCoin, it started out all the way at $88. So pretty much what I'm doing is I will just put a line right over here. I'll put an alert in and I'll have some alerts, and these will alert everyone in the VIP. And then when it hits here, I'll sell, because this is pretty much the only resistance that I could see right now. Of course, what I do like to do is go into the daily, and then if there is something that I see that is really, really out of the ordinary, like yesterday or a couple days ago when it had this huge pump for 130%. It was actually more than that. It was, let's just get this right here. This was 135%. I knew that that's not sustainable, right? I just know it's not sustainable. So I'll go down into the 4-hour chart. And I saw that it went down here and then popped all the way back up here. So I was like, okay, I'm going to sell here. I'll put my stop loss right here. I'll rebuy right here. I did that. It worked out absolutely splendidly. And I made an extra 10 to 15%. So I got 10% more KDA than what I had before. And I'm just accumulating more KDA. That makes sense. And, you know, if something like this happens again, if it does like 150% in a day or 100% in a day, I will sell it. I'll sell into that strength, and then I will rebuy back lower and make, you know, that's how you make money in crypto. That's literally what you do. You sell into strength, you sell into huge green candles, and you buy back the red candles. That's exactly what to do. So I will do that for these different cryptocurrencies in my portfolio, but ultimately I don't plan on really selling it, on like really selling a vast majority of it until it reaches one of these levels. So this is for KDA and this is $84. And if we go back here, I have Blocktopia. Let's do an example of that. So looking at Blocktopia, you could see the same exact thing. It went up 121%, and it actually went all the way up to 187%, and then had this really, this is a bearish candle formation, right? Because it's at the top after a huge run up. So I was like, okay. And then the same thing happened. So I sold off some of my block here, and then I was like, I'm going to buy it back at the 61.8. So I bought it back here, and I'm just waiting. You know, maybe it'll come all the way down to the 78.6. Maybe it'll just crash from here, and I'll end up losing everything. But I plan on keeping this for a very long time. And you know what? Maybe what I'll do, maybe I'll sell some, you know, back up here at 17, 18 cents again, and then try to rebuy it and just play it like that to accumulate as much as possible. But ultimately, I'm waiting until there is some type of like major event that makes me think, okay, I should definitely sell all of 90% of this and then just like leave, you know, similar to like with ADA or Cardano. The big catalytic event that told you that you should leave and sell 90% of it was the smart contracts being deployed. Like that was it. And you know, if we go to Cardano, you could see that once they were deployed, that was it. Like literally in September, over 2 months ago, you know, it went down 40% nearly. And yeah, now it's nicely recovering. But for a long time, like there was no point in holding Cardano at all, especially against Bitcoin. You should have, you know, definitely sold it against Bitcoin. But like, and that's what I did. You know, I sold it against the catalyst of the smart contracts coming out and like basically failing. Or I'm not going to go into ADA anymore. I am actually buying back in over here. I already bought some back in, and I'm going to be buying a whole lot more if it reaches 2,800. So throwing that out there in case you want some free alpha. And so if we move on to another example, we have Boson Protocol. As you know, that's part of my longer term portfolio. And what I plan on doing is I plan on selling a lot right here. and then rebuying it back in lower at around $3.30, and then just holding it. And I want to just hold it up until around $9.70, because that's where this big spike, this is where it started. So this is what I've noticed. A lot of really, or at least what I believe, a lot of really smart money, a lot of people who have a lot of money who can afford to just buy and hold and wait. This is what they tend to do. So that's what I do. I play the really big, obvious moves on these things. And this is actually what I did with Polkadot, all the way from, I think it was like $8 or something like that. If I could go back here, it was pretty much like buy it here, and then, or no, it was well before that. It was more like, let me figure this out real quick. Okay, I figured it out. I was actually in the weekly time frame when I should have been in the daily. But yeah, DOT, it's, I accumulated as much as I could all the way down here, accumulated more, and I just accumulated because there was no clear area of where you should sell during this entire phase, right? In fact, this entire phase, all the way up to this run up, there was no indication of where you should sell. Once it had this sell-off right here, this huge wick, and then this other sell-off, then you could say that this was the area to sell. And if you did, you would have actually sold and done very, very well, because you could have ended up buying back. You could have sold here and bought back here. But really what I did was I accumulated all over here, and then I said, all right, I'm just going to sell right here at around $49, because that's like literally the place to sell. And lo and behold, I sold literally right here. Like this wick right here is where I sold. And I have my orders. Like I sold there right before this 80% drop. Insane. Now, I'm not going to be outrageous and say that I sold here everything that I bought I bought at $5, I sold at $49, and I rebought it at $13. No, I didn't do that, because DOT, just like all these other ones, are my long-term portfolio. And I don't like to measure it in USD value. I more like to measure it in how much do I own, how much of the particular cryptocurrency do I own. So if I owned 100 DOT right here, and I sold 100 DOT right here, and then I bought it back at a 30% discount, I now I have 130 DOT. Now I have 30 more DOT than what I had before. And that's all that I care about. Yeah, it would be nice if I did not buy it all back right here, and I waited and bought it back out down here, all of it. But still, regardless, I like to sell and then rebuy and just hold and hold and hold. Of course, once it did reach down here, I put in a lot more of the capital that I was holding off on putting in right here. And then, sold, rebought, and then I sold right here. And this is where it could get tricky, because I did sell right here again, because why not? But then as soon as I saw that it did not have the retracement and it just popped up even more, I was like, oh crap. So I rebought it all back here at $50 or $51 or something like that. So that's how I like to play all of these different cryptocurrencies right here. And it's also how I like to play a lot of the really big ones that I have a lot of conviction with. And I'm going to tell you why, going back to the example of Polkadot, why do I do this? It's because I used to just stake the cryptocurrencies, solely stake all of the cryptocurrencies that I had, and I would earn around 12% APY, right? You could stake DOT on Kraken and on different exchanges. However, I sold it here, I rebought it here, and I made 30%. So I make 12%, I could make 12% a year staking it and not touching it, or I can make 30% trading it. One trade, just in one trade, right? And yes, I have to pay more taxes on the trades, on the capital gains trades, because it's under a year. I basically held it for less than a year, right? But if you can make 30% or 50% or 60, 70, 80, 90, 100% by trading it who cares if you're going to be charged 30% in taxes or 40% in taxes or 50% in taxes instead of the 15% that you have to pay if you hold it for over a year, because you're still coming out way more on top. And it's not that it's worth it. It's not that difficult to do, to just look at the freaking chart and say, okay, I'm going to sell here and I'm going to rebuy and I'm going to rebuy here. Like you don't even have to time it like this. You could sell here and rebuy for 10%, right? And then you could just wait and wait and wait and wait. And then say you see that this is the clear support and this is a clear resistance, do it again. And just sell right here and rebuy 10% lower, just right over there. Well, now you made 20% more dot compared to just holding and staking it, right? And then let's say you want to do it one more time. You do it one more time. You need to do it 3 times in an entire year. And you're already doing better than if you were simply staking it. So that's the reason why I do this now instead of staking the majority of my cryptocurrency. Now, don't get me wrong, I do still stake some cryptocurrencies because there's like, I want to have a portion where I just simply never touch. I want to have a portion that like it's hands off. I can't touch it. It's impossible for me to even get to. So I stake that just in case my emotions get a hold of me. They usually don't, but just in case I can't, like it will be impossible for me to paper hand the stuff that I'm staking. And I think that's a good idea for pretty much everyone, is like have a portfolio, whether it's on a ledger that you give to someone or you put in a safety deposit box, or if it's staking it in a pool that you cannot withdraw from for a certain amount of time. Like just have that there so that it forces you to not be able to take anything out. And so that's my first account. And I will say this. KDA, I really like. Boson, I really like. Glitch, I really like. Hero, I'm about. Alliance Block, I really like. Some of these other ones, Uno, Happy, I do really like Theta. I like Parsec token. Hathor, I think, has a lot of potential. And Eternity Chain, I think, has a lot of potential. Most of these I really, really, really like. Some of them I hit or miss. I sort of just bought it because they were popping off on some social media like TikTok or something like that, and I don't really have like too much in them. But out of these, definitely KDA, Boson, QRDO, Glitch, Terra Luna, MetaHero, Alliance Block, Proton, Theta, API 3, Parsec token, Hathor, and Eternity Chain are the ones that I like the most, I would say, with obviously KDA, me liking KDA the most. And Parsec, I think, is really, really good. And ERN is probably number 3. Okay, so moving down to account number 2, you could see that is none other than Quant. So I have an account, a portfolio, like, or not a portfolio, but an account strictly for Quant, because to me, it helps me just visualize, just understand, and just know, look, Quant is something that I really, really, really believe in. I believe it is highly undervalued, and I believe that if it does what it's supposed to do and blockchain becomes what it's supposed to be and cryptocurrency just follows the path that is destined for it, then I believe that Quant is a top 10 cryptocurrency. I believe that Quant is one of the most important cryptocurrencies in the entire space. To be honest, I believe that the entire business is. So I have 100% of this particular portfolio in Quant, and I just trade Quant to accumulate more Quant. And this is like, I don't really ever want to sell my Quant. Like, I just have it. I don't want to sell it. I just want to have as much Quant as possible, unless some crazy blow off top thing happens, then yeah, I'll sell it for USD. But for the most part, Quant is one of these things that I feel very, very comfortable holding for a very long time. But like I said, I don't just hold stuff. I trade stuff. I mean, I traded Quant literally today. I traded it today. I traded it a couple of weeks ago, and I accumulated more, and it's great. I love doing that. I think the strategy of playing the very, very obvious plays and having patience. And patience sometimes means waiting months. That is such a good strategy. And that's also a reason why I have multiple accounts, is because, I don't want to wait months for everything. So I have I have trading accounts where I trade in and out of stuff all day long. But then I have these other accounts, these investment accounts, where I like to, where I have stuff like Quant. Okay, so I have an account like that for Quant, and I have an account like that for Polkadot. I'm probably going to create an account like that for Link as well. But there are other accounts that I have. So I have an interest account, and this is different in that I don't really want to sell what's in my high interest account pretty much ever. And I probably should have included this in the very beginning when I talked about the different accounts that I have. But yeah, interest accounts or high interest accounts are one of the type of accounts you can have. This is BlockFi, this is Celsius, this is Nexo. There are a lot of different companies that give you anywhere between 5 to up to 18% interest on the different cryptocurrencies that you own. And so on these ones, I want to make sure that the cryptocurrencies that are in these, I am so rock solid, like in terms of how much conviction I have that they will continue to be around basically for the rest of my life. So obviously there's Bitcoin and there's Ethereum. I did just add Chainlink to that list. So now there's Bitcoin, Ethereum, and Chainlink when it comes to the cryptocurrencies that I have the most conviction in for being around and sticking around for the long run. I added Link because it has billions and billions of dollars worth of total locked value within all of the different ecosystems, and all of these different ecosystems from Ethereum to, I believe, Phantom and Aave and just basically every ecosystem that I know of uses Chainlink. So I did add Chainlink to this, but I don't have any in this account right now. Right now, it's mostly Ethereum. So what I do with this account is different than my trading accounts or my longer term swing trading / investment accounts. This one is what I take loans out on, or I take loans against on, in order to get money if I need cash for anything in the real world. So this is for stuff like real estate investments or for simply just day-to-day living. If I need cash, I will take out a loan on my crypto, and I'll use my crypto as collateral, and I'll pay the interest. I'll only have to pay the interest, which is like 1%, so it's hardly anything. And over time, cryptocurrencies, they go up more than 1%. So it's basically free money at that point. So I do have a lot in these different high interest accounts that I take money out of in the way of taking out a loan. And that way you don't get taxed, because you don't get taxed on loans, right? You only get taxed if you sell your cryptocurrency. So I don't want to sell the Bitcoin or the Ethereum that I have in these accounts, and I'll eventually put Chainlink in here and use that as collateral as well. I just want stuff that it doesn't have, or I want things in here that have a less likely chance of dropping 75%, because obviously if you use your cryptocurrency as collateral and if it drops 75%, then like you're in trouble. You need to add a lot more, you need to add more collateral, or else you'll actually get liquidated. So anyway, there's that, and that's my interest accounts. And I want to share with you a big reason why I have some of these accounts with the cryptocurrencies that I never, ever, ever plan on touching, and also why I have these investment accounts where I only want to accumulate more cryptocurrency and more of the asset without actually selling it back into fiat. And that is actually from this study right here, where it says Fidelity reviewed which investors did best, and what they found was hilarious. And this is actually pretty freaking great. It says, if you want good investment performance, forget that you have an account. On this week's Masters in Business program on Bloomberg Radio, Barry Ritholtz talks with James O'Shaughnessy of O'Shaughnessy Asset Management. And these two guys, basically they talked, and they noticed that people tend to screw themselves over when investing because nothing gets in the way of returns quite like someone who thinks that they have a great idea. They discuss a lot of a lot of different analysis and a few different studies. And what they found was actually really, really insightful, especially if you want to be a longer term investor or an investor, or just think about, your future 10 years down the road or 20 years down the road or even longer. And basically, I want to read this. O'Shaughnessy said that someone told him that Fidelity had done a study as to which accounts had done the best, which accounts did the best. And what they found was that the accounts that did the best were dead. The people were dead. And that wasn't really the case, but it was close enough, okay? The accounts of the people who forgot that they had accounts at Fidelity, those were the people who did the best overall. And, there are a lot of different studies that explain why this happened, but almost all of them come to the fact that our minds tend to work against us. And that's because of behavioral biases where we want to buy high and sell low. So if you have accounts that you simply will never sell, like it's your rule, like it's a golden rule, you will never ever sell, then you won't ever have to deal with this. And maybe you'll be in one of those in that bracket of people who perform the best. It's because you never sell. But of course you want to be able to utilize that money. You don't want to just have it being there and you never ever sell it, right? So that's why having it in these interest accounts that accumulate and compound interest for you is so crucial. And the fact that you could take out loans without selling is even more crucial. I mean, this is what I found, and it's honestly, it's pretty true. I mean, how many people bought and then sold Shiba Inu for a couple $100s or a couple $1,000, but they would have made $1 million if they didn't sell it? Same thing with Dogecoin. Same thing with Solana. It's almost like constantly over and over and over again, it's the people who sell too early or the people who sell that end up not making as much as the people who hold. So, of course, you want to sell some and you want to lock in your profits. That's if you're trading it. But you need to have two accounts. And this is why I always just constantly harp on the fact that you need to have an investment account and a trading account. And it might even be better if you just have an investment account and if you have a job and you just work, you could just put money into your investment account. Although I will admit that trading is extremely lucrative. And if you know what you're doing and you know how to trade, then I recommend having both. So I have my trading account and I put my profits from my trading account into my investment accounts. Whether that's I buy the cryptocurrency and I put it into my investment account, or I just buy USDT or USDC and then I dollar cost average that profit into the different cryptocurrencies, and I just continually dollar cost average into it, right? So anyway, that's you could look this up, look up which investors do best. It's the dead investors, or it's the investors that forget about that they have, actual accounts. And that is why it is so important to have accounts such as this. And it's not just important to have accounts such as this that are high interest accounts that you could take loans out on because of that reason, but it's also important because that is literally how the rich make their money. That's why there's a huge talk about taxing unrealized gains. It's because the billionaires don't ever sell anything. They just take loans out on their assets. And that's what you want to do, because that's the legal thing to do, is that you could take your loans out on your assets and use your assets as collateral. And if you have enough assets, then really it's not like you need to take out so much that you put any of your assets at risk, So that is the ideal situation, and that is the ultimate goal. The ultimate goal is to have these interest accounts filled to the brink with Ethereum and Bitcoin and whatever other cryptocurrencies, Chainlink and what other cryptocurrencies I deem to be here forever, and use those as collateral. Just like how Elon Musk uses Tesla stock as collateral, Jeff Bezos uses Amazon stock as collateral, Warren Buffett uses Berkshire Hathaway. Same difference, same exact thing. Okay, so that is that account. Now, moving on to the next account, we have account number 5, and this has one of my favorite cryptocurrencies in it, one of the cryptocurrencies that I have the most conviction with, which is WooTrade. I have as much conviction with WooTrade as I have with Quant Network, as I have with Morpheus Network, as I have, I don't know if I have like, with Bitcoin and Ethereum and Link, but Woo Trade, I am very, very, very into Woo Trade. I think that if you check out the fundamentals behind it, you will be absolutely blown away. It is just phenomenal. It is insane fundamentally. And so, yeah, that's Woo. And if we actually go into the charts, we could click Woo and go to Woo Network, and you could see it's only at $1.43. Woo Network, to me, has the same capabilities, or has the same type of impact that maybe even Solana might have. Woo Network is one of my biggest bags, and I don't plan on selling it for a very, very, very long time. It's at $1.65. I don't see why it can't be $100. So I'm holding on to my Woo for just basically, I don't know if I want to say indefinitely. Maybe I'll try to sell some right here at $1.63, buy right back, sell some here, buy back, do all that type of stuff, and then just like slowly take a little bit out here and there. But for the most part, Woo token or Woo is my one of my powerhouse plays. And when you have a lot of conviction in something, that's how you make the most money in crypto, is because you have so much conviction that you could actually just like stick with the project and not sell it too early, just like that article that I shared earlier. So that was Woo. And then I have Akash Network, or AKT. I actually met the founders or the founder of AKT and the team of AKT at the Bitcoin conference in Miami not too long ago, or I guess like early 2021. And they were pretty good. I like the concept. I like everything about it. So I do have some Akash Network along with Ecomi or OMI. This is one that was really, really big when it comes to NFTs and the NFT space. So I liked that. So I threw a little bit in there. And then there was CHX, or OWN token. And honestly, I was just doing a bunch of research on a bunch of different cryptocurrencies, as many different cryptos as I possibly could. And I came across OWN and I thought, okay, whatever, like it's worth throwing $1,000 in, or it's worth throwing something, a little bit into CHX, because I think that it has some potential to go off. And it's not really like it's not a huge bag of mine or anything like that, but still. And then there is Stake, which is under 1%. Okay, yeah, I don't Stake token, very, very little in here, and then I have some USDT, so not that big of a deal. And moving on to the next account, I have account number 6. These are also longer term holds. Remember, everything that I have in here are longer term holds, longer term investments, swing trades, everything like that. So same thing goes for this account, which has all of this stuff in it. Alerts for all the coins are either in TradingView, or if the coin isn't on TradingView, then I set the alerts up in CoinGecko. And this is pretty important. So I have Morpheus Network in this account, right? And I've talked about Morpheus Network and how much conviction I have with Morpheus Network, right? I think that this Morpheus Network is one of the best cryptocurrencies out there. And so, or for the particular use case that it has. And so I have a ton of Morpheus Network, and I'm just never going to sell it, or I'm going to do what I told you that I'm doing for pretty much everything, which is, buying and then selling and then buying back on the pullbacks. Like this right here, this is a perfect example. It had this huge run up, and then it came back down. So then I'd say, okay, I'm going to sell right here, and then I'll buy back right here. And I could have bought back for a solid 10% and been totally fine. I could have even bought back for 30% and would have been fine. For when it comes to Morpheus Network, maybe for Morpheus, I'll sell some of it at $5.43 just because it had this huge wick, and then I'll buy it back, at some price down here. I'll figure that out. Usually, what I like to do is I like to take the Fibonacci from the bottom to the top, and then get back in at the 38.2. So I could sell it here, rebuy it back here. That's a possibility. Or sell here, rebuy back here. Who knows? When I do sell things, I like to keep an eye on them just in case they pop way up. Because if I sold it here and it pops all the way up, then I will rebuy it on the retest. And that means I would only have lost just a very, very small amount. I would never like FOMO back in all the way up here. but I do rebuy if my analysis isn't correct. But yeah, that's Morpheus Network. There's Polka Foundry. I liked Polka Foundry because of the Polkadot affiliation. Then there's Geek, Vidya, ERN, Kylan Network, same thing. Union Vesper Protocol is one that I know has like, it's sort of under, I don't know if it's like underground, but it's like big with the DeFi space. And wow, they just had a really big volume spike last week. So fingers crossed Vesper could jump all the way back up, because I'm pretty sure I bought it here and then just forgot about it. Oh, and this is actually a good note. So all of these, when it comes to Kylan, Union, Protocol Governance Token, Vesper, Pendle, Dovu, Zap, Aave, Gotchi, Ghost, Nord, Multiplier, Base Protocol, Option Room, Emojis Farm. Well, this is dead. Options Room in here was dead. A few other coins are dead, and a lot of these are dead. When it comes to this account, Morpheus Network is like takes up 45% of it. So if I have $100 in shitcoins or in anything else, I have like $4,000 in Morpheus Network, because I believe so much in Morpheus Network. You have to go with what you research, and you have to go with what you have conviction in. Otherwise, you will sell during the big dumps, and you'll panic sell, and you just won't play it right. If a lot of it is up here, unless of course you just buy stuff and put it into accounts that you simply cannot touch, which is a possibility, sure. But for the ones that you want to have access to, you need to have conviction with it. So Morpheus Network is one of my biggest conviction things. Same thing with Woo, like what I explained, Woo Network, same exact thing. So we have all of these. And then the next account I have is one that I think this is just like this was just a random account that I made, and I think I was messing around on Coinbase or something, like with their wallet. So I bought some KTON, some Trendering, some DeFi Pi. These are dead. These two died. KTON, I did actually really well on KTON. I don't really know what it is. A lot of these I bought during the mania phase, early 2021, and I bought it because there was like videos on it by different YouTubers and by different influencers. Oh, buy this. So I was like, all right, whatever, screw it. And I bought it, and maybe it did good, maybe it didn't do good, but regardless, it's like, I mean, these did not do good. I ended up losing, $580 and $780 with these two. But like I said, this one did fine. But I don't really know too much about this token, so I don't have too much to say about it. Finally, moving on. This one I'm sure you're gonna enjoy. This is my meme coin portfolio. So I have an actual meme coin portfolio strictly for meme coins. This portfolio, I put money in here, and I basically expect to lose everything when I go into this meme coin portfolio. So I have Doge Elon, Akita Inu, and then I bought S-Dog, Corgi Inu, Shih Tzu, Baby Shiba, Husky Token, and then I got Leash Swap and Shiba Farm. These two were honeypots, and I ended up losing a crazy amount of money on these two tokens. But and then all these S-Dog, Corgi, Shih Tzu, Baby Shiba, Husky, these are all dead. And so this portfolio, I made a TikTok video about this that has like over 1 million views at this point, which is pretty crazy. And this portfolio went from around $11,000 to almost $17,000, down to under $1,000. It lost 96% of its value, and then jumped all the way back up, only thanks to Doge Elon, and now it's back up to like $8,000 or something like that. So this is one of those things where it's like 90% of the coins that you buy go to zero, but that one coin that actually does shoot up makes up for all 90% of them, for all of the ones that died. So yeah, that's my meme coin portfolio, and this is actually the ERC20. I also have a meme coin portfolio on the Binance Smart Chain, which includes Floki, Ass, Catgirl, Santa, SafeMoon, Catgirl, Moon Corgi, Moonlee fans. I guess I have Santa in there twice. Save the World, Doge 95, and Twerk. So like I said, I expect all of these to go to zero, but I have to at least like I'm just documenting like, look, I bought these just in case any of these actually go to the moon and go absolutely nuts, sort of like what Doge Elon did. And I had actually I had Shiba in this account, but I ended up selling Shiba way too early. And if I would have held on to Shiba, I would have actually made up for this entire account, and I actually would have been in the green. So now I'm just like, okay, I'm just not gonna sell, you know, my Elon or anything else now, because that really was a big lesson. And so those are my meme coin portfolios. I'm gonna try not to add any more to these because it's sort of ridiculous. I should have just never touched the memes, although I mean they're fun, but no, you got to get in the memes at the right times, aka you got to get into the meme coins when no one cares about them and when like the market is dead, and then you just hold on to them and just pray that one of them, you know, shoots up, because that's, I don't know any other way to do it, you know, like that's how Dogecoin would have made you millions. That's how Shiba Inu would have made you millions. That's how Doge Elon would have made you millions. You have to get in when no one's talking about them. By the time people start talking about them and they're all over TikTok and Twitter and stuff, it's just like, it's like, what's the point? There's no point. Just stick with real projects that you won't get rug pulled on, you know, or that you won't lose all of your crypto on. So we have all of those. And now we have another account that I have, which is basically an account that I have money in, but I want all of my money. And this honestly applies to pretty much everything, is that I have money in this account, right? But I want all of this money that's in this account to only stay in crypto. Like, I don't ever want it to leave the cryptoverse and go back into the fiat world. And I think that a lot of people in the cryptocurrency universe actually really believe in this, is that they want to live 100% off of crypto and they don't want to go back to fiat. They don't want to have to go back to the dollar, because cryptocurrencies are just so much superior when it comes to doing literally everything that you want to do, whether it comes to transferring them from one account to another, or whether it's taking out loans or borrowing against them, or using them as collateral, or putting them into DeFi protocols, or earning yield, or literally anything, right? It's just like crypto is so much better. So why would you want to go back into the fiat world? There's no point, except for when you just simply have to, right? So I have a couple of these, and this one is Vector Space AI, VXV. Shout out to It's Joshua J. He turned me onto this, and the fundamentals on this coin are absolutely insane as well. Just like how Woo, you can see I also have Woo in here, and I also have Morpheus Network in here. So a lot of these ones that I really like, I have them spread across a few different exchanges just to make sure that I don't sell 100%. I never want to sell 100% of my VXV or my Woo trade or my Morpheus Network. Like I just don't want any possibility of me doing that. So I have a couple different accounts of where I put them just to safeguard me, you know. And so Vector Space AI, another incredibly bullish coin that I am on, that I have, and I will continue to accumulate more VXV throughout the years, really, because this is one of those coins that has a very long-term roadmap. It has to do with AI, it has to do with space, it has to do with all of these futuristic things that really will take years, if not decades, to create. And so I want to have exposure to that. I actually have a lot of exposure to these type of futuristic space companies in my stock portfolio. Same thing with AI companies and stuff like that. And I want it in my crypto portfolio too. So there's Vector Space AI. Of course, I already went over Woo trade. Woo, man, you have to look into Woo if you don't have Woo. Morpheus Network, of course, I already explained that. Alliance Block has so much potential. Alliance Block, if they could pull off what they want to do or what they plan on doing, Alliance Block is definitely one of the top contenders for a top coin. And then there's InterNX. It's interesting. Eternity Chain, another NFT project. Alluvium, I have a specific gaming a specific gaming account, right? But Alluvium, I have in this account as well, and I am staking my Alluvium, and I'll go over this in a minute, but I'm staking my Alluvium on their website. But Alluvium is my #1 blue chip cryptocurrency game. So we have Alluvium in here, but we also have Alluvium in another, or I have Alluvium in another account as well. And I also have Nord, CVX, Stack, and Parsec token. I'm pretty sure I already had Parsec token in my other account somewhere up here. But regardless, if I did or didn't, yes, I do have Parsec, right? So basically, I like Parsec a lot. I mentioned that. Alluvium is my #1 gaming pick, and then Star Atlas is my #2. Alliance Block. I just went over this, so I'm not gonna go over it again. But yeah, I still have some in these random accounts, and I just need to move them over to KuCoin to sell them, or to put them into my to put my sell orders in. And I'm just not gonna do that right now because gas fees are like $300 to $500, and that's absolutely ridiculous. So there's all of that. I also have an account, moving on, with Strongblock, and Strongblock is a very particular project. Some people think Strongblock is a scam or a Ponzi scheme or something like that. I have no idea what to make of it. All I know is that it's looked like something that I wanted to put some money into, so I put some money into it. I'm down bad on Strong. I will say that, because if I go to Strong and I look at it, yeah, I literally bought the exact top, like all the way up there. This is the weekly chart, so I bought it like literally here, right? And I put like $34,000 into it or something, and I'm down a solid 30%, which is absolutely horrendous. So of course I messed up hugely on Strong, like usual. But Strong gives you rewards. So I've been getting rewards in Strong token ever since I've been staking this. And right now I have, or a few days as of last week, I had 1.174 Strong tokens. That's not bad. I need to get 30 in order to break even. I need to get 30 Strong tokens, or not even to break even. To break even in USD, I need 34,000. But like, to break even in how many Strong tokens I actually bought, I need 30. And basically, Strong, I'm not going to go over this in too much detail. It's pretty much like you get rewarded for staking or for creating their nodes. And I was hesitant at first, but after doing research, some due diligence with the team, I ended up putting in money because I liked the team. I thought the team was legit. They're completely doxed. So I said, why not? After that, there's an account that I have some pools, some Trust Swap, some Polkastarter in. I tried, and I had Walt token in here as well, but Walt is pretty much dead right now. These ones I tried to do launch pads with. It was such a difficult time to actually do them. It took so much time and effort, and I never got an allocation to like anything. So that was super annoying. But I have some of these in here. I'm gonna try to get them and do the launch pad thing. It was really difficult to do the launch pads. Then I have some ERN. I was down significantly in ERN, but I think it was just listed. Yeah, it was just listed on KuCoin, and it pumped up like crazy, which is pretty awesome. So now I'm not down as bad because I think I bought it back in August, somewhere around here. I might actually be up by this point on ERN. That's what you get for just not selling ever. But yeah, I have ERN, and then I got some random account with ETH in it. And then I have an account that I created on the Matic network, if you remember from the very beginning. But I only have Matic, and then I have Kitty, which is like a meme coin on the Matic network, and that's about it. So those are most of my actual investment accounts, but I do have a few others, like I mentioned before. I also have an account on the Binance Smart Chain, And this, they gave me 100 option room. So I had room on the Ethereum chain, but they got hacked and they switched it over to Binance Smart Chain. And then I have a bunch of random shit coins that basically went to zero. I already went over my meme coin portfolio on the Binance Smart Chain. I do have one account on the Binance Smart Chain that has Splinter Shards, Block Farm Club, Heroes and Empires. So these are just different gaming cryptocurrencies. Then I have, of course, you know, a tiny amount of Ethereum on some Trust wallet. I have some Samoid coin, some Solana in a wallet that I just never want to touch ever. So let me get that back over here. Going further along, we have some, I got Star Atlas, love Star Atlas. And then I have, this is an Energy Web token, and I bought it and I just planned on never selling it because I thought that the idea of clean energy mixed with cryptocurrency is like too good to be true. So I bought a bunch of EWT, and I got, of course, Morpheus Network and Quant. And I think these are just in an account that I just forget about, and I'm not really gonna touch until maybe there's some huge alt season where things just go up like hundreds or thousands of percentages. Then I'll probably sell it. But yeah, those are those accounts. And so those were all of my longer term swing trade investment accounts when it comes to particular cryptocurrencies and stuff, right? But I also have games and then random things like within the games and the metaverse that I also have. So I have, like I mentioned, Alluvium, and I am staking Alluvium. And Alluvium is a token, so that's not necessarily like in-game items or anything like that, but I do plan on doing some stuff with Alluvium. Same thing with Star Atlas. I want to do stuff with that. Same thing with Aurora. I want to, get in-game tokens and in-game items and stuff because I think that would be pretty cool. I do, however, have in-game items for Splinterlands and Synergy of Sierra, and I also have something called a Chumby Fam for Chumby Valley. So Splinterlands, Chumby Valley, and Synergy of Sierra are 3 games that I'm involved in, or that at least I bought certain things in. When it comes to Splinterlands, I have land plots and I have vouchers and I have the SPS token. Splinterlands, I think, is seriously, like, it's still under the radar, which is crazy because it's pumped up so much. But if there are games that you think are gonna do really well whenever the big gaming boom of the metaverse comes out, I think Splinterlands is one to be a part of. Same thing with Chumby Valley. And then Synergy of Sierra looked really cool, so I just bought a bunch of their crates. These things are sold out at this point, so you can't really get them, but you can try to get a Chumby Fam, and you could still get land plots and stuff with Splinterlands. So there's all of that. And then of course I have Wax, not of course, but I also have something called Wax tokens, because Wax is a gaming like a network platform ecosystem, whatever you want to call it. And I think Wax is going to do really well because it's Wax token. You need Wax token in order to get a lot access to a lot of these games. So I have some Wax token as well. And then along with the games, I also have NFTs. So I bought Sappy Seals, I bought Wicked Apes and Wicked Hounds, I bought Soul Guardians, I bought Soul Chicks, and I bought Belugies, and I bought Solarians. So I have a bunch of different NFTs, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 different NFTs. Or NFT projects, and then I have a bunch of them within these different projects. When it comes to NFTs, I am like not too sure about them. I sort of just bought these ones out of fun. I'm not necessarily trying to flip them, although it would be great if I could, but I don't know if that's really going to happen. I thought Sappy Seals was cute. I thought Wicked Apes and Wicked Hounds were really cool looking. I thought Soul Guardians is part of a game, so I bought that for the gaming aspect. Same thing with Soul Chicks. Belugi's, I thought, had some potential to blow up because it was like a news story of a 14-year-old girl who made these, and then they blew up, and everyone bought them, and they made like $1 million and helped save the whales or something like that. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna grab some Belugi's. Solarians were supposed to be supposedly the very first NFTs on the Solana blockchain. So I bought a couple of those. And yeah, so those are my NFTs. And then finally, I have my trading portfolio, which constantly changes. The different cryptocurrencies that are in here, they switch, all the time, because I'm constantly trading these. And these, what I like to do is that I like to trade these, and then I take my wins from here and I put it into my longer term investments. Mostly, I try to put it into my longer term high interest investment portfolio account, where I earn interest on them, and then I could take out loans against that. So that's pretty much what I do with this. And then also I take some out for USD just to like live, And in my trading portfolio, I have 2 trading portfolios. One of them is USD denominated and the other one is Bitcoin denominated. Basically, for the USD denominated one, I trade against the dollar, and then for Bitcoin I trade against Bitcoin. So I basically have 2 accounts, and having a Bitcoin account sort of forces me to always have Bitcoin no matter what. And then the USD account is like, to make money and just basically capture. I mean, I capture moves with both of them, but this one I like to take out, and this one I like to leave in Bitcoin. So yeah, that's pretty much my entire accounts. All of my accounts, or my entire portfolio, to be honest. So now you have a really good insight into everything that I am particularly doing. Some things that I mentioned in the beginning that are possible that you could be doing that I'm not are DeFi protocols, yield aggregating protocols, stuff that give you really high APY. You could even get 30% yield or 30% APY on USD protocols that are fairly safe. But like, this is just what I'm doing. And yeah, these are all of the different cryptocurrencies. I'm going to be buying, and to be honest, I'm going to be buying a lot more. I'm going to be buying different cryptocurrencies. I'm going to be increasing my bags on a lot of these different cryptocurrencies. And I'm going to be playing this just like how I explained, where I chart them out. I put the charts down, and I have my buy orders already in because I already bought them, and then I have my sell orders. And I have my sell orders wherever they might end up, So that is how I plan on playing pretty much everything. And let me just think. I don't know. I think that's it. So if you have any questions, you can contact me on Discord. I'll put a link for that in the description. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to give it a thumbs up, smash that like button. Follow me for more information. Check me out on Twitter. Check me out on Discord. And if you want the actual trades that I do in my trading portfolio, you can join the Crypto Elite VIP. And of course, if you want to learn how to trade and everything like that, you could go over to cryptoelite.com, which is right here. And you can get the Crypto Elite course that will teach you everything you need to know about trading and investing, or everything that I know about trading and investing in a step-by-step manner. So there's all of that. And yeah, I guess keep on stacking those sats, keep on making those gains, stick with it. We are in the most opportunistic time ever in the world. So continue to stay with cryptocurrency. It's life-changing stuff. It's amazing. And just as a little outro right here, I just want to say thank you once again for watching, especially if you got all the way through this video. I hope it was helpful. I hope it gave you some insights into how I think about the markets and what coins I'm really putting more effort into right now, and my strategies on how to buy them, how to sell them, when to take profits, when to reinvest those profits back into the coins, when to accumulate, when to just trade. trade, all of this different stuff. I hope that this gave you a lot of insight into all of that. And if it did and you found it valuable, it would be awesome if you could give this video a thumbs up and subscribe and follow me for more notifications. Turn that bell notification on. It really helps the YouTube algorithm and everything like that. And so one thing that I want to know is, what are your long-term holds? I showed you mine. I showed you some of my favorite coins. What are some of yours? Maybe some hidden gems that only you know about. Post them in the comments below and I will check them out. Also, if you want to join the Discord group, I have a free Discord group and I have a VIP Discord group where I share literally every single thing that I'm doing. So if you want the alerts that I set up in my TradingView software, in my charting software, and if you want to be alerted when they go off, you could join the VIP and you'll know exactly when I am selling and when I am buying and every single step that I am taking in these markets. Or you could just join the free one, and I post a lot of content in the free Discord group as well. Either way, whatever you decide to do, I hope that you're healthy and you get wealthy and have all of your wildest dreams come true, as Napoleon Dynamite likes to say, or at least in the movie. But regardless, keep on stacking those sats, keep on making those gains, and I'll see you in the next one.